J Parker here, and welcome to episode 2 of Robot Licks, which is a series of videos designed to worship at the shrine of filthy, very fast alternate picking. Yes, you know you love it. So if you want to develop monster alternate picking chops, watch these videos, alright? So, now before we get to that, I've got to inevitably plug the website, which has had a major makeover and now looks quite different and rather wonderful. And also, there's tons of new products in the store. There's over 30 products in the store now, so go and check them out. If anything catches your fancy, then buy something. You can support me on Patreon as well if you love me so much but you don't want to buy any of my books or anything like that, but you like the videos. You can support me with a few dollars a month on Patreon. Anything you can give would be greatly appreciated and help me to continue producing all this hopefully cool, free, useful content for you. Alright, otherwise I'm on Facebook, Round J Parker, obviously on YouTube, which you're watching, Twitter if you really must, though really we hate Twitter because the social justice warriors are on Twitter and we must keep them away from us. Right, and that's another video. That's a subject for Life, the Universe and Guitar, and possibly with Levi, I think, at one point. Anyway, that aside. So, go check out the website, support me on Patreon, grab your guitar, grab your plectrum and buckle up for some alternate picking filth. Let's rock. Okay, here's another hardcore alternate picking left hand, right hand synchronization lick. Alrighty. Have a listen, sounds like this. And it's a 1 bar of 16th notes. It's a 1 bar semiquaver lick. 1 yanda, 2 yanda, 3 yanda, 4 yanda, 1 yanda, 2 yanda, 3 yanda, 4 yanda, 1. Okay, I'm just going to give you the verbal tap. So listen up. So we've got D, 14, 15, 17, G, 14, D, 17, 15, 14, 15, 17, then G, 14, 15, 17, 15, 14, back to D, 17, 15, then the whole thing starts again. Alright, that's it. Now, it's obviously straight alternate picking. Down, up, 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 down, up. So it needs no other explanation other than that. And we're going to do the thing with the drums again. We're going to start at 150 beats a minute in semi-quavers and then jack it up 10 BPM until hopefully we reach 200, which is the goal tempo, alright? Okay, so let's get the drums on. Let's start cranking that tempo. Grab your guitar and play along with me, alright? Here we go. Okay, here we go. 150. I'm going to press my Yamaha Clavinova keyboard into service here, so the backing might be slightly cheesy, but it's functional. I'll give you the idea anyway. I'm going to play the lick in 8ths and then in 16ths. So 8th notes so you can join in with me, warm up a bit, and then if you're feeling brave, yeah, go to the 16ths. Okay, here we go. 150. Yeah, a bit cheesy, isn't it? Alright, anyway, so 8th notes. Ready, steady, ready, and... 16ths, ready, steady, ready, and... Alright, so that should be, well, for me that felt very easy, so hopefully it did to you as well. Let's go up 10 BPM. Alright, once again, G's Factory, D minor chord, 8th notes, ready, steady, ready, play. And 16ths, ready, steady, ready, play. Okay, still for me that's feeling very comfortable, so that's fine. Let's crank it up, 10 BPM. Right, 170, hold on to your hats now. Alright, get ready, play those 8ths. Ready, steady, ready, and... Alright, and now the 16ths. Ready, steady, ready, and... All too easy, I fear. So let's go up to 180, which again, remember, is very respectable for alternate picking. Very few people manage to get up as far as 180, so if you manage 180, well done. It's not an easy standard to achieve. Alright, here we go. Alright, and the 8s. Get ready to play, ready, steady, ready, play. And then for the 16ths, ready, steady, ready, and. Okay, everything's sounding great so far. It's all locked up. I feel comfortable. I feel relaxed. It's all going well. Right, so now 190. That's not getting tricky for me at this tempo. So let's try 190. Get ready to play. 8th notes first. Ready, steady, ready, and. Now for the big 16ths, they ready, ready, steady, ready, and. Yep, okay, that's in the pocket too, jolly good. And now off to 200, gulp, the big 200, always a challenge. See what happens. Alright, big old 200, in 8s, get ready to play, ready, steady, ready, play. Okay, you know what's coming now, 16ths, so buckle up, ready, steady, ready. Alright, good. So we made it to 200. Now if you're feeling like absolutely insane, we're just going to push. I'm just going to keep pushing till my technique falls to bits, because it will fall to bits probably quite quickly. Let's do 210 now. Okay, it's 210. Alrighty. So let's try. Alright, in 8s, chord. Okay, get ready to play at 210. Ready, steady, ready, steady, ready, and. Here we go. I could actually hear and feel, and you probably, if you could hear if you're listening carefully, that it was starting to drift slightly. I could feel the lock starting to drift off at 210. I managed to get it back a little bit, but I'm really starting to fight against it now. So 210 partially, and let's go for ultra mega insanity 220. Is where it's all going to fall to bits. I just want you to appreciate that everyone has a bleeding edge, and I'm going to show you mine. My bleeding edge is 220 for alternate picking. I'm not really playing it that well at 220, so yeah, let's do 220. See what happens. Oh, it's insanity. Just so hard. So you can see at that point the technique's just kind of just turning into a big blurry mess. So that's beyond the limit. That's me well beyond the technical comfort zone. But as I said in the previous video, if we go back to the previously, difficult tempo, the tempo that felt really, really at the bleeding edge, 200, play that now, that should actually feel like, yeah, relaxed now, happy now at 200. So let's go back to 200 BPM. And see if it does. It should do! So let's see if it does. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, now 200 felt quite doable. So that's one of the ways you can really push the speed up, as you go beyond the limit into crazy insane land until it's like, oh, mess, and then bring it back. And you quite often find that when you do that, the previously unobtainable tempo has suddenly become doable. It's suddenly become within your purview, within your remit. Here's the way to try and explain this, and that is this: that your technique has a certain elasticity, so that when you practice, you push against the edge or the barrier of your technique, and as you push, the technique expands. Now the problem with it is it's like an elastic band, so you're stretching the elastic band, and as soon as you release the tension or the stress on the band, like as you're pulling it, then it'll tend to contract back. So when you practice, you're pulling the band, and then when you stop practicing, it starts to contract. So that's quite often why at the end of a long practice session you can hit a tempo or a technical level that you couldn't before, but then when you pick up the guitar the next day, you can't do that technical level and you have to start practicing again to get back up. But although there's elasticity in the band, it doesn't contract all the way back to the starting point, because if it did, you'd never get any better. So every time you pull the band and push against the barrier of your technique, it gives a little bit, and then it does come back, but it doesn't come back all the way, and you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. Now of course you will get to a physical limit. And for instance, my physical limit is really determined or dictated by what my right hand will do. My right hand won't pick very much faster than 220, mainly because of my picking motion, which, if you notice, is really like an elbow sort of picking motion. Now some people have said that's not the most efficient picking motion, and maybe it's not, but it's the way that I pick. So my speed, my absolute limit, is going to be determined by how fast I can move that elbow, and 220 for me seems to be about it. I can't really push the plectrum backwards and forwards any faster than that, so that's going to be my physical limit. But within that, I can expand it so that things that are close to the physical limit are still comfortable to play. So if 220 is a physical limit, then I can make it so that 200 is comfortable. I can play, I can function at 200 and not feel like everything's going to fall to bits, and that's the idea. So anyway, that's the analogy of the band, which does actually hold true. I think that'll do for this lesson, and we'll see you next time for another episode of Robot Licks. Till then, farewell.